take me a while to get back used to casting again, but anyway, here we go. We do have Lucas L99 against Dennis234, Sioux against China on ESOC Fertile Crescent. This is game number 1 in a best of 5 series. Just going to wait for this to load. Move this to the left. Okay, and the game has started. So we have Lucas L99 playing as a Sioux over here, getting his first 50 coin treasure. Whereas we have Dennis234 playing the Chinese. This is actually seed number 13 against seed number 54. Fortunately, I haven't had enough time to get through this whole script. What's going on? Maybe I'll get into more detail on the background of these players later on. For now, let's turn on the Fog of War. Okay. And trading post first for China. It seems to be a very popular build for China these days. Traditionally, China would opt to go for two villages with the they start with 300 wood in fixed rates. 200 wood in fixed rates goes to a house, and then they chop another 100 wood for a second house, and then they send the Northern Refugees card for 2 vills. But you can see that Dennis over here is instead opted to go for a trading post. That does mean that he's going to get his first shipment fairly quickly, and he will be getting his village down quite soon as well. Lucas L99 on the other hand, going for a 90 wood treasure soon. I mean, he did use his convert ability on the first treasure in his base, so he won't actually be having his ability so soon. So you can see that both players are kind of just around the same area, but Sioux hasn't scouted this yet. But I think it's possible that Sioux will take this and just go straight all the way down here. Yeah, he scouted it now. He might even be able to steal it. He probably will, and that monk is going to die. But it does die. But the one thing to note is that green did not get the XP. It was the Mother Nature. So, meh in the chat. 100 food. And now Sioux has dominance over the whole of all the age 1 treasures. So, I mean, there's nobody to contest him now. This guy's just sitting down, lying down rather. No XP swing from the Explorer going down, but does mean that China won't be able to get, for example, this 50 wood treasure. It will probably be converted by the Sioux Explorer. Maybe not now, but possibly later on. You just choose to go inside Blue's base. Okay. By now, I think the stream should have been up for quite a while, so I'm going to go there and check if there's any problems. Hopefully there have been no problems. If there have been problems, I do apologize. We can see that basically it's been quite clear from here that that age 1 has been resoundingly won by the Sioux player. I mean, he didn't even get a single treasure, this Chinese player. And that is just because of the speed of the Sioux Explorer and the fact that this Chinese player just went straight for, I mean, Dennis, let's call him by his name now. Dennis234 went straight for 100 food, and it took quite a while, and he did not have his disciple around to help with that. I don't know where the disciple went actually. Can't remember if it died to a treasure guardian or something. But in any case, he went for a 100 food treasure. It did not pay off. He did not get the treasure, and he also lost his monk. I'm going to see what the shipments sent are, because that's pretty important. 3 vills, Northern Refugees, standard stuff. But we don't really know just yet what the plan is going to be. Of course, Sioux laying down all these TPs just to boost his eco. These could be spread out a bit more. No forward villagers, so I think it might be some sort of semi-FF, if not a straight FF. China, on the other hand, seems to be going for a straight FF, judging from this many villagers on coin, with the rest on food. Has rescued his monk. Gonna send him back. If these were in location, they might have been able to do something, but probably not, because 200 HP monk against 2 tigers. Monk will probably win. He's got the stun as well. Okay, so Dennis has aged up with 2 shipments, actually, and that's just a result of having that trading post working for him. It is 5 villagers first for Sioux, and he's actually going to get a coral as well, so it's going to be some sort of semi-FF. I fully expect him to have started researching stagecoach as well from the 200 wood he got from aging up. And China just doing China things, 400 food. But one thing to note is that for some reason he's gathered up to 360 coin. We'll see if he stops at 380 coin. I think he might stop at 380 coin, and the reason for that, or has he just forgotten? I mean, we'll see if he's just forgotten or if he's planned this out. Because normally you would want to stop at 300 coin if you're doing an FF of some sort. There are coin crates on the floor now. I was thinking perhaps he wanted to save the coins so that he'd be able to get his Minutemen batch. But I don't know if 4 Minutemen are going to help against this kind of slightly more aggressive start than I was expecting. It is going to be X Riders plus X Riders, so 9 X Riders in the base. Not going to be a straight semi-FF, I'd say. And no stagecoach either. So 5, 4 going over to this side for some reason. Maybe he wants to hide the fact that he's got so many, and it's going to be a porcelain tower age up. This monk over here is probably going to die. 700 woods. So from China, standard China FF stuff. Villagers, 700 wood after 700 coin. These Minutemen were called, but they're not going to be able to do much. Looks like he's just going to start sieging down what he can siege down, and might go in later on to try to take out these sentries. There's no real point in sticking around for now, I suppose. Ideally, I would have liked to have seen maybe just the Explorer and 3 X Riders in this area, just so that he'd be able to maybe at least prevent the situation where 8 villagers are able to just build a wonder for free. See, Lucas is kind of saving up to age up. He's basically almost all on food. Send 700 coin. He just sieged down the only trading post that China has. We'll switch over to shipment sent overall. So this is going to be something to look at. So he did switch over to the standard army, I think, whatever it's called, pikemen plus crossbowmen. But this probably won't be enough to. Okay, maybe it looks like it will be enough. No, so it's not enough to prevent these X Riders from just attack moving and killing them all. The market did not go up, unfortunately. So I mean, whenever you're attacking someone's base like this, you kind of want to see if it's cost effective for you to stay in there or not. And I mean, he has killed a villager. He can siege down this market, and he'll be fine. So he's going to siege that market and possibly get out of there. What's in queue is the question. So units in queue, we can see we've got 2 X Riders in queue. We've got buildings in queue, but no units in queue actually for Dennis. And he's actually pop capped. He just put down a village, but he doesn't have the resources to train things other than villagers. I do expect another military shipment from China coming pretty soon. And it is Brit Consulate. It will probably be intervention. Nope, it's going to be 11 pikemen. Intervention will come next. Personally, I would have liked intervention here, because at least you can get a shot off with the musketeers. Maybe he's saving that for later on. Okay. So, we'll keep it on shipment send and units in queue for the time being. Village over there getting up. And okay, now it's time to have a look at some longer term things. I mean, I haven't been keeping track of the how even the map is, but we can see that now both players are out of their initial hunt, and that's going to be a bit troublesome for China. Of course, China does have the porcelain tower, which is kind of a source of infinite resources, but once these hunts run out, he's going to be on berries. You can see, okay, units coming in. We'll probably kill... Okay, killing one Axe Rider. This explorer might be slowed down, but he does age up in time, so even if he was slowed down, he would probably survive and run off. Okay. Military unit and population, economic unit population are fairly even, but we have to note that China does not have his trading post, so the fact that Lucas L99 did siege down the trading post over there does mean that the China death ball from all these shipments is going to be quite a bit weaker than it would otherwise have been. I should probably switch over to recalculate economic unit population because we do have the porcelain tower working for him. Looks like he's going to be going out here to try and herd some extra food towards his base. Traditionally, I think this matchup, at least on RE patch, has been China favored. At least that's how it's been, because of basically Skirm Pike. Skirm. Yeah, Skirm. These are pikemen, right? Skirm, strongish pike, death ball. But you can see that Lucas is kind of saving up resources. Now he's spending resources. It's going to be X Riders. Got X Riders and Wakina Riflemen over here. So it's going to be 5 X Riders from the shipment, and some extra in queue, and more Wakina Riflemen. China has managed to stabilize a bit. Looks like we can see that this is on wood. He's using that to get more houses down, as China does. Of course, porcelain tower on wood is the most efficient way to have it, because wood is the slowest gathering resource. And you can see that Lucas has, on the other hand, also upgraded his trading post. So this is actually inaccurate now, because Lucas would have about 4 and 4 on each. I'm actually going to turn this off, and now we see that it's actually pretty even if we just basically cancel the porcelain tower and these trading posts out. I'll leave it back on for now, but do keep in mind that these are pretty much 4 villagers each, possibly 3 villagers each if you want to be conservative. And for the time being, not much going on. Lucas has just run out with his first coin mine, moving on to his second one. Sioux just using his mobility, and you can see that he's actually hiding his army for the time being, just trying to see what Chinese player is going to have. He's going to notice that there are quite a lot of discipline Changda, and it's going to be Manchu. Okay, so it would have been, I think it would have been pretty possible for him to have done a bit more trapping over there, especially since this is EP and this explorer whose name I'm not going to read out for maybe semi-obvious reasons, does now have the heavy cavalry tag, which does mean these men should do extra damage to the explorer. It's not the case on RE. One villager does go down here to the lone X Rider, cheeky little raid, and he's going to be doing some micro over there. You can see that while this is going on, a second villager going down, not too bad. Blue is kind of going forward. Villagers do eventually kill that lone X Rider, which got 2 villagers. Not bad at all. Wakina rifles, and now is going to be the big fight, it seems. And we do have to note that Sioux is actually fighting near these TPs as well. So yeah, it's and it's just called the big button dog soldiers as well. That's why he was saving up all that food for. And what can I say? Well, this is a resounding victory for Sioux, because, well, better army composition, better place to be fighting in, and GG is called. So 1-0 to Lucas L99 in this first game in a best of 5 for the new NWC, whatever it's called, New World Cup. Yep, I think probably. So not bad at all for Lucas L99, who according to this, I'll read it out later on. I'll read out these notes which have been prepared so nicely by Comet K. Alright, so I'll have a quick look at the graphs. You can also notice that during the fight, Lucas L99 did have quite a few villagers on the fire pit on war dance as well, and that actually helped. Though it probably would not have. What am I doing? Post game, that's what I want. Okay, so you can have a look at the villager population, fairly even, and 5 vills, so maybe about 3 villagers or so killed, which isn't too bad. I can see that basically Sioux was ahead in military unit population the whole game. Alright, out and into game number 2 in this best of 5 for the New World Championships, I think it's called. It's probably Championships. I'm gonna check the chat and just see how things are. Okay. I mean, nobody's whispered me saying, hey, sound problems with the sound or whatever. It looks like Lucas L99 has chosen Aztecs. According to these notes over here, this Lucas L99, I'm going to just read them all out quickly. Seed number 13, he's a player from Germany. He's a PR36 Colonel with 250. Oh, he is a PR36 Colonel with 2,550 max JP ELO, and he had the 5th highest ELO at the time of seeding, EP ELO, which was 1,855, compared to Dennis234, who is seed number 54, also from Germany, both with the same avatar, 29 major, with a maximum JP ELO of 2,166. And this is his tournament debut. It would disappear. We're going to go into start game number 3. Sorry, game number 2. Aztec against Russia on Pampas Sieras. Now, one interesting thing here, though, is that the winner does always choose first, and that's how the rules go. But Dennis actually going to choose second, and actually choosing Russia against Aztec, which would be a questionable decision, because historically Aztecs has done pretty well against Russia, traditionally rather. Depends how Russia plays, because there are some ways in which Russia might be able to win in the long term against Aztec, but Aztec has a better rush than Russia. We'll see what happens. Turning on the fog of war. What a convenient UI, I have to say. Lucas L99 going straight to the left hand side with his explorer, which is probably the right decision. Going to be scouting with his warrior priest. Dennis perhaps going to be using his crack shot on the 40 food and running off. Okay, that's a decent decision. He's going to gather with the villager and instead send the explorer straight on the left hand side to get all these llamas, or at least as many as he can before the Aztec player snatches them up. Moctezuma building a house is our Aztec player. Fire pit has gone up. Warrior priest not dancing just yet. A bit of an oversight by Lucas. We'll see how long it takes for him to realize. I mean, he's standing there. He'll get to that eventually. We'll check it back in 5 seconds. For now, we'll just have to look at the llamas. Llamas. Still not yet dancing. What is this guy doing? He's a PR36, guys. This is a PR36 playing Aztecs. Well, he's not Diaroga. Okay, so Dennis234 gonna get his native scout. He's still standing there. He's gonna get a native scout, which will be nice to get, because this native scout is going to be at least be able to get to explore the right hand side of the map, if not the left hand side as well. Still not dancing. Of course, Aztec player has his scout nowhere near enough to this is really bothering me. Has his explorer nowhere nearby. So not going to be no problems with the contention. Come on, man. Okay, so 75 wood looks like it might be up for grabs. You can have Lucas L99 is going to start in it. They're going to run away once he sees that the Russian explorer is around. I'm probably going to go and try for the right hand side. Okay, well, he's a 3D player. I guess this might be some sort of advanced strategy. I'm not too well informed about. Looks like Russia is going to scout Aztec's base, and now he's got perfect information on what's going on, including the fact that this warrior priest is not dancing. And now that Lucas has got his villagers in the town center, he might notice. Apparently not. So it's going to be instead going over here for this 80 wood treasure. Probably kill the blowgunner. He's gone for the pirate and not for the outlaw blowgunner. HP over attack. I think that's an alright decision. 360 HP. Good for tanking. You can see that every 5 seconds or so, I'm going to switch over here. And we're just going to see like 3 minutes into the game and this guy has not started doing his stuff. 90 coin being picked up by our Russian player. Okay, let's have a quick look at the shipment sent. It's going to be normal stuff for Russia. Distributivism, 3 villagers for Aztec. Our highly experienced Aztec player. According to my notes, he mains any native or Asian civilization. Okay, but it does also say that he is the second best treaty player ever, only bested by Dictator, aka Conqueror 999. Alright. Just mixing player introductions here and there where I see fit. Lucas has reached the colonial age and he does not have a shipment because of this guy. So he might be wondering, why do I not have a shipment even though I'm Aztec, even though I've aged fast? We'll see. I mean, we'll see how long it takes him to realize. Let's have a look at the food situation here. He's building his war hut. Villager herding. Yeah, well, blockhouse going up here. It's going to be very defensive versus the more map controlling things. Looks like this has started moving. Yep, Warrior Priest has started moving at 4 minutes and 38 seconds into the game, and we are going to have an XP trickle. Okay. Nothing in the chat from Lucas L99. We might see later in the game. You can see that Dennis234 on the other hand is going for a defensive Russian build, and I think that's to be expected in this matchup because of how much better Aztec usually would be in forward-based wars if he had this guy dancing 3 minutes earlier. It's going to be 5 Puma. These 5 Puma aren't going to be able to do very much, especially because of how these blockhouses are placed so defensively. I'll have a quick look at the treasures actually. So he did actually get 75 wood earlier from over here, which did help him get his warhead up. No market. Okay, market going up. Gonna get his hunting dogs from the market over here. And Russia player still playing defensively, getting his steel traps over here and 2 blockhouses, 1 extra house going down here. I do fully expect it to be Strelet plus Cossack. Okay, here comes the Russian player. Just posing there. What happened to his scout? Scout is over here. This scout is at 6 HP, but we do have to notice that. Do have to remember, in fact, that this scout does have the stealth ability. So, I mean, actually, this is actually a pretty good position to have him in, but I would rather it be stealth. Okay, it looks like he's going to realize that it exists, but probably not the best way to be moving it, because one volley from all these villagers will kill it. It looks like he will get away with it. And Aztec going to be going for a Puma Mace with a few coyote mixed in. That's not going to do too well against all these Strelets and Cossacks. But one thing to note is that Aztec player Lucas L99 did get the Founder upgrade, which gives 3 times, which means that your XP bonus goes from 2 times to 3 times. And so that is going to make up for the dancing time lost in Age 1. gonna get his XP in. Alright. So we're gonna go for units in queue from now on. So yeah, as I thought it would be Strelets and Cossacks. I don't know how long Russia's food is going to last. I suppose he's got this hunt over there, so he'll be fine. Lucas L99 is popped. He may have to send wood next. He's going, I mean, he's gone 700 wood, 10 mace, 9 mace, kind of standard for Aztec play. But we do have to realize that he only had his warrior priest dancing very late into the game. I forget it was 3 minutes or it was 4 minutes or 4 minutes 30 or something. But that does mean that he probably has one less shipment than he would normally have at this point in time. So he's only one shipment ahead of our Russian player. Cossacks, okay, hunts have just run out. In other words, the first hunt in base has just run out. He's going to be moving on, transitioning to his second hunt. Lucas still comfortable where he is. And looks like Russia is actually pushing out. I don't know if I like this decision, but it could be okay. Maybe sending boyars next, perhaps? Who knows? Army not in the best position. Kind of a fight going on here. Pikemen just wrecking all these boyars. I mean non-boyard Cossacks and Strelets. And yeah, not a very good push for Russia. He did not actually scout his enemy's unit composition, aside from the first thing when he was seizing down the market. But you can see all the coyotes. So coyote runner, pikemen, mace, just wrecking the whole Strelet Cossack army. Generally not the kind of army you want to push out with, but he did decide to do so over here. Usually you would want at least more than that many Cossack, at least maybe a few musketeers, I'd say, just in case. He could even have tried to age up, but regardless of what he should have done, he did decide to push out, and that has cost him quite a bit. And Aztec is going to be able to go straight in the air, start sieging stuff down. Russia is out of easily obtainable hunt. In fact, we have 14 villages in the town center. He's going to build a market back there. Probably going to trade and try and get his Minutemen out. I think he will probably be able to get Minutemen, or possibly he might be one coin short. We'll have to see after he actually trades at the market. But you can see really that 38 to 12 military unit population. Okay, this is going to have some Strelets popping out. But really, what does Russia do here? Yep, says GG. Okay, so score is going to be 2-0 in favor of Lucas L99. This means any native or Asian civilization player. Yes. And he has chosen to go Aztec in the second game, so he's gone 2 native civs in a row. We'll see if he chooses to do another native civ for his third game. Dennis, on the other hand, well, let's have a quick look at the all resources scattered graph, villager population graph, military unit population graph. You can see here that he had all those Strelets and Cossacks, and he decided to push out with them. Maybe he thought Aztec was doing some sort of semi-FF. That's possible, but honestly, I don't think there was really a need to push out like that. You could have maybe waited a bit longer, and maybe even aged up, I don't know. But if you want to push out with Russia without scouting what Aztec has, that's pretty risky. Plus, I would always favor boyars over 4 Cossacks in that situation, really. You can see that 53 Strelets against 27 Coyote Runners, ignoring the mace and anything else which is not these kinds of units. In fact, Coyote Runners would probably beat the whole army. Alright, so it is going to be... you can see that Coyote Runners are actually boosted from the card as well. It's going to be 2-0 in favor of Lucas L99. And we're going to see, go into game number 3 and see what we have next. It's going to be ESOC Florida. I'm just going to check the chat. and see if there's anything in the chat. Nothing much in the chat. We got 100 viewers, not too bad. ESOC Florida. For some reason, both players are changing their civ every game. Lucas L99 has gone with Germany, which I believe is one of his other main civilizations. On the other hand, Dennis234 is going for India, which I think, honestly, probably a decent matchup, if not for the fact that, well, there's two trading posts here. Might be German favored, might be India favored, who knows. India does have an edge if this does go into the long game, because India can actually go for the water play style, but we don't know. I don't really know much about player 2's play style. Might go for water, might not go for water. Let's see what this description of him says. He means China, India, and Russia. So he's gone with China, he's gone with Russia, and now he's going with India. One thing to note is that you don't actually have to change your civ every single time. You can only have to change your civ if you lose with a civ. So he's switching up his civs all in. I mean, he's using each of his three main civs once. But he doesn't have to do that. He could have stuck with China, he could have stuck with Russia, but honestly China and Russia don't do too well against Germany. So yes, back to India it is, and India is going to be his best bet against Germany, I'd say. I just switched supports just in case I need to see the food left on an animal or something. Okay, so we're going into game number 3 in this best of 5 for the New World Championships, round of 64. Lucas L99 against Dennis234 on UIX ESOC Florida, which means you do have the water options. You do have 4 trading posts, 2 trading posts on your side which can be built on. Okay. Waiting for the game to load in. Oops, we don't want that. There you go. Okay, so Shift Control F, Fog of War on, and okay, we can immediately see the bonus that the Indian player has. He's had 2 explorers with how much speed? He's 5 speed. He's just running out and scouting more than 3 times the amount the German explorer has gone. Maybe he was looking for sheep. He did actually find the 1 sheep over there. Looks like his game plan with the explorer over here is going to be to find all the sheep around his base first. That's fine, but looks like the Indian player with his monks just going straight forward instead of to the back of his base has managed to get more sheep already. Or at they got an equal amount of sheep, but I do expect the Indian player to have more sheep in the end because he has already scouted past the mid-map and got these sheep after scouting mid-map. It looks like he's going to be getting his 2 stray war dogs, excuse me, and that will assist him quite a bit in getting treasures, so as denying the opponent explorer from getting treasures. Lucas L99. We do have to note that one peculiarity of this map is that you do have a starting market, and if we look at text completed, we will see, yep, both players have gotten the first food upgrade, and Lucas is going to be possibly getting a trading post, probably not. Looks like he is going to keep chopping for a trading post. And he will miss the first pass, but he did actually get his 100 XP treasure to compensate, and he has actually sent his first shipment. So Indian player going to have his first shipment pretty soon, and he does have quite a number of sheep. So those sheep are also going to contribute to his XP income. Let him get some extra XP. I don't know if I suppose it's okay. I mean, the fact that he's going for the trading post side at the back shows that he's going to be maybe going for some sort of semi-FF, at least to me. If I were him, after missing the first trading Travois pass, I would have gone for this one really, because, well, I'd be getting 2 trading posts most likely, and getting the one in front just means that you get that XP pass from the first river that much sooner, and plus once he starts aging up, perhaps he'd be able to get second TP as well. Regardless of what it is, we're going to see that the Indian player is going to be aging up faster, quite a bit faster. If you look at the treasures, Dennis actually got 75 wood, so Indian player 75 wood, going to be able to get more food and wood treasures. You can see going for 100 food over here. Green's Explorer is nowhere near, but he'll get 40 food there. So, alright. Looks like they are actually still going to be aging around the same time. Looks going to be a forward aggro around the mid-map. I think that's a usual location to put the aggro forward on this map. And actually both starting aging out around the same time, but because there's one villager on the aggro versus one town center aging up, I do expect Germany to be aged up faster. In the meantime, you can see that India has switched all of their villagers onto wood and none on food. Let's get villagers in queue, more market upgrades in queue, and usually in this situation when there's India against Germans, these monks are not too strong against explorers, so usually they wouldn't be able to just charge straight at the explorer like that. But because there are 2 war dogs, Germany being forced to retreat a bit, actually put some villagers in the town center. Did not manage to kill the monk, but did get some HP off it. It's not so important in this situation because monks can actually heal each other. Though it does seem that the Indian player is going to be going straight for the next food treasure instead of waiting to heal up. Germany instead, on the other hand, we can see is putting up a small wall. There's holes in this wall. It's not a complete wall, but maybe it'll obstruct the pathing a bit, and he might seal up the wall. A bit disappointing for a treaty player, quite honestly. Okay, we'll see that he hasn't actually mined very much coin. He's got 276 coin in bank. Might be getting steel traps, possibly. Nope, it's going to be 2 houses. Maybe he's no steel traps just yet. It might be double soddeners, quite honestly. We don't know what card he's going to have sent just yet. Though we can see that because of the trading post, he has actually got 3 shipments total. So once he's sent his first shipment, which I probably expect to be 700 wood, he'll be sending his next shipment after that. So it might be going for either 3, no, it's going to be 3 settler wagons actually. So 3 settler wagons, I expect it to be 8 expo next, although it might not be the case. Might or might not be the case, but because of how these villages are all in wood, I do expect it to be 8 expo. If it was going to be 700 wood or something, he would have more of these on food. So it's going to be 5 expo, probably 8 expo, plus 2 Ulan. Ulan going to be coming back to maybe try get some XP by killing one of these monks, if not both of them. See that Dennis is going for distributivism of 300 export, which means there is going to be something which has the Ottoman consulate, and that benefit gives a basically map hack. I mean line of sight, plus 10 line of sight, whatever it is, on each of your units, as well as being able to get the 4. Well, just as I say that, just as I was expecting him to get the 3 hussar from the consulate, it's going to be the 4 villagers instead. Expo going to be chasing out the seaport most likely. Nope, seaport going to go in. Not sure if I like that decision. There are quite a few things, and his pathing did actually get obstructed by the houses. Went in through the small gap, had to go back through the big gap, and Lucas making the most of it, killing almost all the seaport. Might kill this one over here because of how slowly it's walking, because it's being grouped to this. Yep, it's going to be all the seaport down most likely. So all the seaport down. Let's have a quick look at units lost, because that's going to be quite telling. 1 expo and 2 Ulan lost. At the same time, these Ulan have been doing 2 Ulan on the back, which you could see earlier. They're going around the side over here. So 2 Ulan came around the back and killed off 2 villagers while that was going on. So 2 Ulan over here from the shipment going down, while 1 Ulan dying while raiding and killing off 2 villagers. So all in all, looking pretty good for our German player here. India, of course, did get his shipment of 300 export being used to get the 4 villagers. So he's actually not that bad eco-wise, even after losing 2 villagers, especially after he sent both the wood trickles distributed to his and foreign logging, which will add on quite a few things to his economic strength. And he's getting quite a few upgrades as well. Look at ship text completed. Yeah, he's got almost all of the first tier upgrades. Got the second tier food upgrade. Nice XP boost for Germany. Let's go back to shipment sent. 700 wood, 600 wood versus all this stuff. So perhaps Lucas might be looking to secure a second trading post. I think he's got the leeway to do that. He's got 800 wood. What is he going to spend it on? Looks like he's going to be a dock here. Going to start fishing. He has been fishing for quite a while, but India is India. India is India. India can actually go in water. Let's have a quick look at the decks, because we haven't actually been looking at people's decks for the past few 2 games, but you know, I mean, this is probably the one of the games where it's important to look at the decks. You can actually see that both players, I expect, yep, both players do not actually have any water deck. So if India does choose to go water, they won't actually have that much of an advantage over the German player going water. And I do think that the German player going water is a smart move in this situation. You can see a little fight going on. I do expect this Soar to go back. Yep, it's going to go back. And 2 Ulan are going to be lost at the cost of maybe a little HP is shaved off the Soar. So a bit of nice micro from blue. So yeah, so I do like German's decision to start going water, because the hunt on in his base is going to run out in, say, 5 minutes. He could go for this one, but you know, it's a bit more exposed, and he does have basically 700 wood in bank at this point in time. Looks like India won't be able to push in just yet. There's too many crossbow men, but we do have to remember that 4 Soar have been sent. There is a stable going up. He's on French consulate, which is another interesting thing. Look, he looks like he's going to be opting to go for the 5% economic gathering boost rather than the 3 hussars. I suppose that's an alright decision. He's got 400 export. He might be going for either grenadiers, possibly grenadiers. I hope it's grenadiers, or it might be just simply the crate upgrades that you can get from the French consulate. But he hasn't actually used that yet. At 400 export, he should probably be deciding to use it on something. This scout, though dead, will provide a bit of line of sight. So if he has been paying attention, he will have seen that quite a few settler wagons have been migrating. It looks like his decision here is going to be to try and do some damage on the left-hand side. Looks like it's not working out too well for him. 2 Soar going down pretty much for free. In the meantime, actually Germany is ahead in economic unit population due to this one dock working away at training fishing boats, which have been going on straight to food. Small battle going on here. Maybe India can do some damage, and he has to actually do some damage actually, because 700 coin has just come in. And that means that he's trying to prep to age up. These Soar are coming in, but honestly not doing very much here. Pikemen there have been a sufficient amount of pikemen. We can see there have been grenadiers here, which I do like. Grenadiers do pretty well. So more Soar are coming in, but there are 5 dops here to reinforce. Still hard to tell, but there are, okay, so Soar are not going to be able to be doing damage here, but it looks like the Grenadiers are doing what they needed to do, which is you know, show us units flying. But at the same time, they have been able to kill quite a few crossbowmen, though Sepoy are going to be forced to retreat with the Grenadiers. Should probably kill off the Explorer before running off, yep. And it looks like Lucas L99 has managed to defend. He's got quite a lot of coins stacked now. Looks like instead of aging up, he was forced to train more DOPs just to defend. So India has managed to prevent Germany from aging up for the time being. Managed to what was I saying actually? Because honestly, I was not paying attention earlier to the shipments. And it looks like 8 Expo was not sent earlier. It was sent what Signal would. Right. Well, whatever. A bit tired. Anyway, 8 Expo has come in now and late into the game, and I think that's kind of a decent shipment progression, where you kind of send resource shipments first, military unit shipments later, and honestly, well, okay, so it looks like it's going to be a Rajput coming in here. 5 Rajput going to snare together with Soar. So DOP's being pulled in front of the army. And Grenadier is still doing work. DOP's not in the best position, though we do have to realize that Sepoy are also going down. So even though the Soar might be surviving for now, actually they're not going to survive. Okay, they are going to survive, but it's going to be just Soar and Soar, which are all pretty low HP. Oops, which are pretty all low HP here. Yep. I accidentally tabbed out for a moment. Let's just fix the sound options. And things going pretty well for Germany. Well, Germany has not been able to age up, which is 1 plus point for India. And India does have, if not actual map control, pseudo map control. Germany actually going to be staying age 2 for a bit longer. Going to try push aggro for it, though he is actually saving up here, you can see. But the fact that he switched to go on to water early on has been pretty successful for him. Has meant that at this point in time he does still have enough of an income, but this could be a bit dangerous. Could be, might not be. Agrafort is going to go down. DOPs are going to survive long enough to wreak havoc on all these Soar, which are just dropping like Soar really. And Gurkha, one villager actually going down at the same time because of how Cav Combat was shipped. And DOP Expo looking pretty strong. Units have been deleted. GG has been called. And series goes 3-0 to Lucas L99. Well played to Lucas L99. And congratulations to him to making it to round of 32 in the upper bracket. We do have to realize that this is a double elimination tournament, which means that Dennis234 is not out just yet. And if I read out from here, this is tournament debut, but also an up-and-comer. So let's see. I mean, he might do okay in the whatever lower bracket is called, and he won't be up against Lucas L99, that's for sure. So yeah, well played by Lucas. We can see that Tualan raid has been doing stuff all this while. Have a quick look at the post game. Villager population. Some villagers actually dying during the fight. We can see that's something that is a good thing to do. While the fight is going on, send few cavalry forward, kill villagers. Even if you lose the fight, or even if you don't win the fight as hard as you would have if these two Alan had been in there. And let's face it, if two Alan had been in there, they'd have made a huge difference. Not. Okay, so yeah, two Alan raiding while the fight is going on, opponent distracted, kills more villagers. Good tactic to use. Well played by Lucas L99. I would have liked him to have gotten the first tier dock upgrade for fishing boats. But I don't think 3D players use water very much, so there is that. So well played, and out, I suppose. Well played to both players, but Lucas gonna be taking the series, and I don't know if I have another series to cast or if that's going to happen later.